I've survived more. I want to say 5 overdoses, but the more I go to therapy and the more I talk to people from the streets and stuff, people get clean. I catch up with them. They're like, yeah, you OD'd at Kaiser Park with a puppy in your backpack. I'm like, what?
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the #1 mental health and addiction podcast, the Hopeaholics. I am your girl, Natalie Eva Marie, and these are my boys.
I'm Chad.
Hi, I'm Shane.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials and wherever you get your podcasts.
Got a new episode dropping every Monday and Thursday. Please come check it out.
This episode is brought to you by the Infinity Group. You guys, if you or a loved one is suffering, please call us today. The number is right here on the screen. We are here for you 24/7. Now, let's get into the episode.
Jeremy, welcome to the Hopeaholics
Yes!
Podcast.
I mean, already we were having a little like bromance because we're both from the Bay.
Yep.
So
Yay.
already we're, united on that front.
Yep.
Hometown.
707 represent.
Oh, damn. I was 510 and then now I'm 95.
That's right. We got E40. Oh.
Yeah, we do.
Tell me when to go.
Do you still live up in the Bay right now? Or where do you live?
Right now I'm in Roanoke Park.
Where?
Roanoke Park. We got Petaluma.
Yes.
Roanoke
Okay,
Park,
cool. Yep.
Santa Rosa.
Yep.
Windsor.
Nice.
Then Hillsborough. Yeah.
Yeah, my parents still live in Concord.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. East.
Well, I'm just going to jump right in
Okay.
because,
Yeah, do it.
you
Sorry,
get
we're
straight
having,
into
we're
your...
having like Bay Area
straight-
love.
straight-
Sorry.
It's fine. It's
I
great.
apologize.
It's
I
great.
get excited.
mind.
I get it because,
I get
when
excited.
I meet somebody from the Inland Empire, it's like I
Right?
can't...
It's on, baby. It's on in the Empire.
Oh, you guys are firing me up right now.
Can't stop talking
Yeah.
about the IE. 'Cause,
All right.
there's always little things about where you grew up that you and only people that grew up in that area know about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like you felt that way when Amber came on
I
the
did.
podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Baling Hayes, baling the pile of straw hay, straw
So
pack
we
back
always
in the
have to put out a little pre-warning. You're in Shane's shot somehow. There you are.
Oh, yeah.
How's that?
Here comes our engineer to fix that.
Emily's going to get mad.
No, we
Be
just got
mad.
we just got
Evil eye.
to we just got to punch in on Shane. It was funny. I just looked up at the TV screen and there it was the camera was literally on you guys. Dude,
Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
are we gonna start over?
I
No,
think
start
No,
No.
we're not starting over.
I think it'll be easier. You probably need him to scoot over, huh?
You want me to go to the left?
He's fine? He's okay?
punch that thing closer to you. Grab it all the way. Yeah, or punch in. Yeah, that's good.
That good?
Except for then he's in Natalie's
No.
shot.
Go back. There we go. Bam. All right.
Is that good?
Yeah. Let's go.
I'm gonna start over because that was kind of a thing. I don't want that whole thing.
Put that on the bloopers.
Yeah, exactly.
We will put that on the bloopers.
Right.
I definitely want my Bay Area love
Yeah,
on
let's
a
get
reel.
that in there.
All right. Well, you
Okay, sorry.
start all over, man.
Oh, tell me when to go.
Jeremy, welcome to the Hopeaholics Podcast.
Man, thank y'all for having me.
Yes, we're so excited to have you, obviously.
Representing the Bay
Yes,
Area
that's
with
what-
Not only
That's
that,
right.
but just a wealth of information every 11 minutes, bro.
yeah.
Oh,
That's what
wow.
he's
You're
bringing.
just,
I mean,
you're
you're
diving
just
right in.
jumping
I'm
right in.
jumping
You're
right
gonna
in.
forget
Shane.
about the whole Bay Area's
forget it.
bromance
Yeah.
that we're
Whatever,
having.
bromance.
Shane is
Talk
over
later.
the
Let's
bromance.
get into
okay,
it.
okay,
All right.
I'm
Well, they
sorry.
were having a bromance,
Yes.
and
There we go.
all right. Well, every
We'll circle
11
back.
Yeah, we'll circle back.
Yeah, maybe we'll put that at the end.
It'll come up.
The boys have to kind of like reel me in
That's
because I am nicknamed on here as Chatty Natty, so sometimes I go off on a
Chatty Natty.
You're like
tangent.
squirrel.
Yeah, exactly.
Squirrel?
Yep. So
Yeah.
they got
Me
to
too.
pull me back in.
Yeah, so we did this, and I'm gonna squirrel real quick. We did this big talk at the West Coast Symposium,
Oh, God.
and her part was 5 minutes, and 22 minutes later, she
Yeah.
It was not
Fucking
22 minutes.
unbelievable.
Cut.
It was not.
Cut.
Emily,
Emily timed it,
Yeah,
and it was
not
actually
22.
22.45.
It was not.
Yeah.
Almost 23.
Yeah.
Emily, we need Emily to have a mic so she can chime in and say, no, that's not true.
She's
That's
nodding
what-
her head
no.
up and down.
I just
Yeah.
say I'm never wrong.
Was it 22 minutes? Oh, it was?
We haven't,
Damn.
act-
It was
we haven't
long.
You did not
actually.
have
It
your
was
back.
long.
That's the one time.
Winded.
It's the first time.
You know what?
But seriously though,
Thanks, guys.
your TikTok. I found you. I mean, not your TikTok too, but I found you on Instagram.
Yeah.
Quite some time ago. Scrolling, and every 11 minutes, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually every 5 minutes now.
It is every 5 minutes now, but
Crazy.
your handle is every 11.
It is, yeah. So I started this movement in 2021, and at the time it was every 11 minutes, and here we are 2-3 years later, and it's already
Doubled.
Every
doubled.
doubled.
Or whatever.
It's doubled.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
I mean,
much.
And for those that are listening, every 11 minutes to
yeah, every 11 minutes someone dies of an opioid overdose.
And now it's every 5.
Every 5 minutes.
Like-
So by the time we're done with this podcast,
yep,
A lot.
multiple.
maybe 20 people
Yeah.
would have passed.
Crazy.
Kids.
Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Justin was
Timers.
a kid.
First timers, yeah.
Yeah.
So you lost your son-in-law.
Yeah. Let's jump right into it, though. You guys talk for a second. I'm going to find this text that my daughter sent me
Yeah.
yesterday.
So, what made you want to start this movement? What was on your heart to go ahead and start this?
Yeah, I was in an addiction for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
You know, which started, of course, with alcohol, ended with alcohol, but also meth, heroin. Started with Norco, went to methadone, and then from there, they cut me off, kicked me out of the methadone clinic, and I was smoking heroin pretty soon. And graduated to shooting it, and pretty soon it was fentanyl.
Oh, wow.
I've survived more, I want to say 5 overdoses, but the more I go to therapy and the more I talk to people from the streets and stuff, people get clean, I catch up with them. They're like, yeah, you OD'd at Kaiser Park with a puppy in your backpack. I'm like, what? I don't remember any of that. And then boom, oh yeah, that's why I went back like, girl, you lost a dog.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? But really, it's just like that trauma response. Just so much shit has happened that my brain's like, later, I'm gonna take off over here, because I mean that's what addiction is, right? It's your body taking your soul on a sick ride. You know, our brains and our bodies are in control, and our soul's like, fuck, man, are we really doing this? You know what I mean? Like, you're on autopilot out there, and pretty soon you're compromising your own morals. You go from robbing places to robbing people, and then you lose your life out there. I almost did.
So, just before we dive into what you're doing now, I want to kind of take it back in the sense, do you have siblings?
I had a sibling.
No longer with us?
He's no longer with us, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to
Passed
hear
away
that.
in 2001. R.I.P. Jonathan Kelsay.
Wow.
Yeah.
From drug or alcohol or substance abuse or something else?
Somewhat. He was hit by a drunk driver.
Oh, damn.
So my nephew was murdered by the mom. He was at the grave probably about 2 months after his son had died. He's coming back from the grave and got hit, smack, in a head-on collision. So that's it's funny that you bring that up, because that's probably what really kind of started to spiral me.
That's what I was going to ask. That was my next question after what she just asked you and your answer.
Yeah.
Wait, your nephew was murdered by who?
The mom?
The mom, yeah.
The mom of...
The nephew.
The nephew, yeah.
Oh,
My nephew, my brother's son.
So his brother's son.
Oh,
It was a thing where it looked like sudden infant death syndrome, and then she admitted to him in a moment that, you know. And so he was dead set on getting that bitch, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And we had many talks where I had to talk him down from that. And my brother was kind of teetering, you
Sure.
know what I mean? And it was so funny because the day of his funeral, I'm in his room, and I noticed the play button was blinking on his CD player, and I went and I hit the play button and sat down. It was Eric Clapton and B.B.
wow.
King, and I'm sitting there, and I finally had my first big cry, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And this dude Alan came in. I had never met him before in my life, and he's this huge dude, just like, you know, catcher's mitt, like hands.
Like Shane?
And I'm like, yeah, that big guy. And he comes in, and he's just standing there smiling with tears in his eyes. I'm like, who the fuck are you, dude? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Why are you in my house? Why are you in my brother's room?
Right.
And he's like, I loved your brother, man. He's like, your brother loved the Lord. And I'm just like, my brother, you talked about God, my brother would get up and walk out. You know what I mean?
Wow.
He wasn't into God at all. Unbeknownst to me, he was going to church to try to heal himself.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that opened up my eyes to a higher power. That single moment right there, you know. I went to the church to check it out, the Foursquare Baptist Church, and they're in there singing. I go in there, and the song was like, I could sing of your love forever. I could sing of your love forever. And I'm like, what is this feeling that I'm feeling?
Yeah, yeah.
My knees got weak, and I got this like chill over me, and I felt safe. I was like, I don't know what that was, but that was undeniable. And so ever since then, and like I said, I did a 20-year addiction after that. So it was spiritual warfare. But
Was it a year older or younger brother?
it was my older brother. He was older by a year and a half.
And what year did he pass?
2001.
Oh, wow. So you were young.
It was way back.
Yeah.
I was 18 or 19, I think.
Okay. And so before his passing, were you dabbling in substance at the time? Like, are your parents?
Weed, 40s, you know what I mean?
Okay.
OE, tall cans. We used to call it crank, you know, back in the day. Youngsters don't call it anymore, that anymore.
Yeah.
But it was a little different, kind of high. Little coke here and there. Drop
But
acid,
nothing,
but nothing crazy.
Nothing
you know what I
crazy,
mean?
just kind of your typical,
Yeah.
I guess, like teenage college years of.
Yeah, well, I got into the music scene when I was 18.
Okay.
And I was slanging, you know, tapes out the back of my trunk, and then it became pretty big. And so as my addiction took off, so did my music career. And, you know, I was doing a lot with Bay Area artists and stuff like that. 11-5, UDI, doing shows with Andre Nicotina, Tech Nine.
Wow.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Going to Europe, stuff like that. And then my CEO or my manager, he felt it necessary to take me out to the most ghetto spots. Not ghetto, but just like hard places.
Yeah, yeah.
We would record in Hunters Point, you know, on Revere at TC and the Enhancer. Big shout out. Because they had the reel-to-reel, the analog sound that you couldn't get anywhere else. You know what I mean? So if you hear all those RBL Posse and those old ones, they got a crisp sound, and that's because TC actually produced those. And so as I'm in this doing this music, I'm also spiraling, doing dope a lot more, selling dope now. At one point, you know, I'm in a Corvette on wire wheels with a fur coat, cop glasses on,
Wow.
methed out of my mind with a 50 cal on my hip, just like, what am I doing out here?
Wow. Just like
You know what I mean?
Just slanging.
wild and
Just
reckless.
listening to Guns N' Roses, dude. Just fucking, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then where are your like parents? How was your parents during this time?
I don't know where my son is. Like, basically, they would ask how I am. My mom would make shit up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But she always believed in me. You know, all the times I went to jail, the only person on the other side of that glass was my mom's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my best friend.
Right.
My biggest supporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did how old were you when your brother passed?
14, 15. Oh, 18.
No.
You said
Like 18.
You were 18?
Yeah, I was born in 81, so
20.
20.
20?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said that after that passing, that's kind of where wheels kind of started to really come off.
I couldn't feel it, but now that I look back, the
Sure.
progression
Yeah.
got out of hand. You know what I mean? Not from just that, but see, you don't. If you would have asked me a year ago, why do you think you know got so out of control,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have an answer for you. It's working with people now as a drug counselor that I'm finding answers.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it like opens
It's
up.
a big loss.
It's
a huge loss, man. It's an irreplaceable loss. There's got to be some trauma, PTSD. It had to have.
Absolutely.
There's no question.
Yeah.
No question. I can't imagine losing a brother.
Yeah. Grief is huge.
Yeah,
grief is huge, man.
Mm-hmm.
Grief is huge.
Yeah.
Took you 20 years to get it off your back.
Yeah.
How many were you get incarcerated prior to when you were in your teens or anything like that, or did that all come after?
My first charge was assault with intent to cause great bodily injury, assault with a deadly weapon, gang enhancement, and all this stuff. I think I was turning 18 going to do my first jail sentence.
Ooh.
So to me, it was just me and the homies just kicking up dust in the streets. You know, it was just fights. But they were like, no, you're a gang member, and you're looking at 40 years for these 2 fights. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit. Can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
You just can't say.
not 3
You just can't.
What do you say? What do you say?
It's not 3 times in a row. Remember, we're monetized.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or
What is
we
it?
just got our like monetization, so all of us realize that we swear a lot. And
Okay.
so we're
Yeah,
all-
and you know what?
Swear jar.
We were like, who swears the most? And apparently, it's me.
I don't
Which is
see that.
which is
yeah, I don't know if
which is
that's
BS.
true.
I'm just gonna say
He
BS.
just said BS.
Yeah.
So BS isn't even a cuss word.
it's BS.
It's
I didn't thi-
BS. Gosh darn it to heck.
But then again, I didn't think that I swore a lot either until my mom was like,
My mom and dad never say
Oddly enough,
anything.
I don't really swear on here.
Does he,
No.
Lewis?
We should do a
I mean,
swear count. Put
maybe
up the
I'm
swear
off the wall
count,
a little
y'all.
bit, but I don't use foul language, bro.
I always drop F-bombs. It's like
Yeah, you do.
necessary. On
The
some-
thing is,
you have to
that
emphasize.
I'm passionate, so
me too.
Yeah.
like the F word's gonna come out.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
it's
It
gonna
comes out in groups sometimes.
I mean,
I'm like, get fucking sober, guys. Come on, let's go.
Right.
Like, oh,
we were at church and
I dropped
wanna
it.
hear
I dropped,
I
it there,
dropped
too.
I dropped it 3 times
know.
talking to the same preacher, and I was like, oh. Every time I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I did too. I
He's
said
like-
sorry, and I said sorry, God.
You know what he said to me? He goes, as long as you're not saying it up on the stage. And
There
I
it
was
is.
like, oh, okay.
That's hilarious.
You go to church?
No,
No.
I don't. No, I have a personal relationship with God.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
for you.
I'm not like opposed to going to church. It's just Sunday's my only day of rest.
Yeah,
So I do what God did. I rest.
good. That's right.
I chill.
That's
Were
right.
you raised a certain religion growing up?
No, absolutely not. I have a huge connection with my higher power, which is Jesus Christ. Represent for Jesus.
Woo woo.
Yee.
You hear that, Shane?
I do.
JC.
JC is in the house.
Yeah.
That's my boy, Blue. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be shit without God.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So then you basically, that was your first time like looking at some real time at 18 years old.
I mean, no, it's not really. So I've never been to prison, just county jail. I used to live in county jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just like in
Basically.
and out, in and out. Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God, dude. So sick. That might be one of the reasons why I got clean. I'm tired of coming to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And eating cup burritos
Yeah.
with the homies. I'm good.
So that's
Yeah.
when that cycle kind of started, and then the wheels really started to kind of fall off.
Well, so yeah, I went to jail and then had my kid, my first daughter, when I got out, and so I kind of cleaned up my act a little bit, started working, and then the music thing took off, and kind of kept it on the straight and narrow, meaning just weed and drinking, until breakups and
Yeah.
heartaches and more death, more trauma, and just spinning out of control with there's a lot of trauma just being in that life.
For sure.
There's beat downs, there's stabbings, there's real just trauma. You know what I mean? And then also, who the fuck am I, dude? I'm getting here 30 years old and I don't know who I am. What am I going to do with my life? Well, maybe I'll just shoot this in my arm. I don't know. And I was revered, in my area as, one of the top rap artists of the time. So I just used that for clout to get free dope. And they always had free dope for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember my plug told me once, he's like, Malice, your addiction is scary. Plus it's annoying. What's a fucking 5-sack, dude? And I'm just like, break it off, dude. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was homeless a lot, and it got bad.
Yeah.
It got really bad.
And you had a baby at the time.
I had, within this time frame, 18 to 35, I had 3 kids.
Oh, wow.
So I have 3 daughters out there.
Wow.
Yeah. Kyra, Jacelyn, Jada, shout out. Love you, girls.
Oh, my goodness. So how old are they?
So Kyra's 25,
Holy smokes. Wow.
Jada's 8, and Jacelyn's 10.
Oh, my goodness. It's wild.
And so, yeah, just had them for my first overnight a couple weeks ago, which
Wow.
was that's
For you, bro.
Thank you, man.
Good for
Yeah,
you.
that's huge.
That's the milestone right there. That's the big pay.
Yeah,
That is the big
that
payoff.
is.
That's the big payoff.
Because you think you. So a dude told me once at the beginning of my recovery, he said, "Go out there and let me
Yeah,
quick see the logo, Align,
Align
Recovery. That's where I work. Represent.
I know Shane is suited and booted.
Yeah.
Align Recovery. Look at Shane.
Check out the drip. Shout out to
Yeah.
Michael and Stella. Love you guys.
Amazing.
Dana, Lizette.
Look
I
at
think we
you.
met some of them at West
You
Coast.
did. They got a picture with you.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Amazing. You heard a
Where
guy
was that?
say,
Oh, yeah. So at the beginning of all this, a guy told me, and it always stuck with me, he said, go out there and help someone that's more fucked up than you. Then one day you'll be on top of a mountain wondering, how did I get here? Right? So I didn't know what that would look like. It's not Corvettes. It's not Guns N' Roses. It's not fur coats. It's not a 50 cal on your hip. It's these golden moments with your kids, dude, and your family, and like being able to be there for someone, dude. Having these golden moments with my clients. Getting an A when I was a complete failure in school. You know what I mean? Like those little things.
Yeah.
Like heroin couldn't touch that shit with a 10-foot pole. Like those are the real highs. And so the top of that mountain looks a little bit like having my kids for my first overnight. We're watching some Disney movie and every part of the floor is covered with mattresses and blankets, and we're just watching the movie, and then my girl's got her stepson in there, and just kids, happy, serenity, let's go. That's it. I'm barbecuing and shit. I'm a dad now, you know? Feels good to be a dad, like a good dad.
Yeah.
Like reliable, trustworthy, you know? That my word means something. That type shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we know.
what brought you to the moment of this is it? Like, you know how I do believe in the whole thing where the addict or alcoholic has to come and to a realization themselves that they are basically tired of being sick and tired, and they're going to go ahead and surrender, submit, do all the things that suggest whatever it takes to become sober because the life that they're clearly running ain't working.
Yeah.
So when did that happen for you to be where you are now?
Many times, you know, there's many overdoses that I got up and it wasn't enough. Death wasn't enough, you know, because I like that high where you're just kind of right on the edge of death. You're just kind of teetering, you know, on the riverboat just. And I'm not conscious that I'm looking like this.
Right. Yeah.
But, yeah. So I was, none of those were strong enough, and I had got myself in such a hole, just accumulated a lot of charges and constant warrants, and I was just running. I had done 4 months behind something, and I got out and got with the same girl that I was using with, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna find an easier, softer way. I'm gonna drink tall cans, and I'm good. I don't have to go back to this, right? But that's the thing about cross addiction is you're just switching seats on the Titanic. You know what I mean? So I'm drinking a lot of tall cans, and then finally I found myself in this garage, and I'm like, make me one up. I didn't have to ask her twice. You know what I mean? She made me up a watered down shot of Fetty, and I did it, and I'm like, there's that magic feeling. There it is. And her and another dude walked to the other end of the garage, and I'm like, that's not the shot that I'm used to. And I seen the little cap right there, and I pulled the plunger all the way back, about 80, 90 cc's, put it in my arm.
Oh my gosh.
Good night. So I don't want to call it a near-death experience, but I was on that corridor where, damn, I took it too far. I'm dead. That's crazy. I actually fucking did it. And at that moment, I felt like I was in darkness. Like, I can't die like this. This isn't how my story ends. But too bad it does. And then, boom, I woke up. She was sitting there with 2 Narcans, crying. She said they turned around and I was smiling. My face blue. And she came and hit me once, nothing, hit me twice, nothing, and started doing chest rubs. And she said I came back. That was the closest call for me, because I did have that kind of lightweight sobriety. I had the mindfulness to know, like the other overdoses were kind of, you know, I was running ragged. But this one, I'm like, that was fucking close. And so I'm like, I'm gonna go back home, because the next day I had the opportunity to turn myself in to the Sonoma County Jail and wait for a bed for Turning Point, a rehab, for 6 months. So I went home, and I'm sitting there thinking, am I going to call her to come get me? Am I going to turn myself in? Nah, that ain't me. I'm used to running. You know, I'm used to running. I'm going to turn myself in. Or I'm not going to turn myself in. Am I? You know, going back and forth and stuff like that. And my kids are in the other room. So I go and I kiss them goodnight, and I'm about to call her. I'm like, wait, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna sit back and really think about this. So I put the phone down, and I was like, I'm sitting in my dad's chair, and I'm like, I'm going to watch a movie. You know, I used to like to watch movies before I got hella strung out. And there was a new one, Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen
Yep.
that?
I saw that.
Amazing.
Yeah,
dude.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And it's the scene where he's got the card, and he's showing the little girl on the bus, like, I have a problem, a disorder.
Yeah.
And he hands her the card, and I'm watching, I'm like, damn, look at this dude. It's like a really good actor. It's a really good movie. And then, boom, I couldn't move. I was paralyzed, but I was wide awake. I was being demonically attacked. I couldn't yell out. I couldn't move, and it felt like I was a fly in a spider web. It's the only way I can explain it. Whatever I had brought back with me was dark. It was demonic. I could feel it behind me. I could almost smell the sulfur. It was like I had brought it back with me. It was something. Mm-hmm. I could feel it. I tried to move, tried to will myself up, and I couldn't. And something went over my left eye, and then it took it away. I'm trying to will myself up. I can't yell yet. I can't get up. My whole body's tingling. And then I feel a light pinch on my right elbow. It was spooky. And then I willed myself up. I jumped up, and I started praying incessantly. I cast you out in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Put a blood circle around me. I call a hedge of protection. And it went away.
Were you sober at this time, or
I had just had the overdose.
Okay. So when this was happening, there was no substance in your body?
No.
Wow.
Mm-mm. I went into the room. I felt compelled to go into the room. I went into the room. I opened the door, and I seen my babies lying there with my baby's moms. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? What have I been doing? I'm going to turn myself in. And that was it. I just took my phone, turned it off. I might even blocked her number, but I turned myself in the next day, waited for a bed, went to rehab for 6 months, and then here I am.
Wow.
Yeah. That was the moment.
That was the...
It was the God shot. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't get those,
Mm-hmm.
which is sad. You know,
Right.
a lot of people struggle with that.
That is crazy.
I think I think everybody gets it. I think some people fail to recognize it.
Nice. That's some real shit right there.
Yeah. Because,
yeah, I believe that too.
you know, God always, and here's the thing. One of two things, just from listening to the story, one of two things happened. God either sent angels that looked like demons, or he allowed those demons to come in because he knew that you were going to cast them out.
That's big.
You know, like,
It got my attention.
That's
it
what
got
I mean.
your attention.
Totally.
It got your attention.
Yeah.
I've had like, God has never given up on me, because like my story is like crazy in the fact that like, it's like over here, he was like, you're done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I get it. And I see it. And then I get, down the road in recovery in a life beyond my wildest dreams. And then I go back and he's like, no, you want to be back here. You're going to be miserable as fuck, and near death. I mean, I believe in like that stuff. Like, I've been sitting in a room dark and Jesus and Satan are fighting over me.
Oh yeah,
You know,
it's happening all the time. We just can't see it.
yeah.
You know what I love?
You can see it when you're in the midst of a fucking.
There we go.
14 days
day
up
rush.
on meth, and
Yeah.
you
I
know,
feel it.
in spiritual state, and you're on the verge of dying because you haven't eaten or drank anything in.
I used to
Days.
love that state. I
I
used to.
mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of demonic shit going on in my life when I was in that state.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Shane?
I was going to say that I love that 4 grown people can talk about God, angels, and demons and not get yelled at. And
Yeah.
be free and open about it, man. That's a change. That's the change we fucking need in this country.
Absolutely.
This right here. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, just reminded me of your post yesterday. It was
Yeah.
a good one, Shane.
Yeah.
You know,
Really?
I didn't.
That's
I
what
was.
said. I told you.
I
About,
wasn't
told
in here
you-
when he did it.
I
though.
know, but I told you yesterday. I was like, dude,
Shane just
the boy
crushed
just
it.
crushed.
2 in a row, 2 days.
Yeah.
I
Is
was.
this the mental health one where he says I used to get violent?
No,
that
That's
was
a good-
the day before.
that was
real.
the day before. I did
Yeah.
another one yesterday.
He did another one
Amazing.
yesterday
And he did one
about.
today.
I think it started out like.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, they've taken God out of everything.
Oh, I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Push that narrative, please.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, thank
But you know what? I feel like that's also because as humans, we need, regardless of whatever you feel or whatever you believe in, like that's the whole point of being in America, right? You can be whatever religion, you could be and do as you do. However, I do feel it is like innate in every human that you have to have some type of belief in something greater than yourself. Mine is God,
Yeah.
but it's because if you don't, then you just have no sense of like purpose, direction, faith, or like what am I doing
Yeah.
in this life?
Absolutely.
You need that hope.
What you
of
do,
some-
but it's not
yeah.
godly driven.
Huh?
You have it, but it's not godly driven.
But I don't feel like you
won't get
don't
that far,
have
though.
it because
Well-
you're like because at any moment I feel like in the rooms of like AA or NA or anything that I've sat in or conversations that I've had with other people, everyone kind of says the same thing. They come to a point in their life where like you had a moment of clarity and
Yeah.
you're seeing like the angels and demonic shit going on, right? Then other addicts will be like, they come to a point of being sick and tired of being however they're running and gunning. They drop to their knees and they're praying to something. They need some type of hope to like grasp onto. Like there has to be something out there that I can entrust to help me out, because right now I am not doing well.
Well, the concept is believing in something higher than yourself.
Yes.
So here's the thing: is when you're in your addiction and you're deep in your alcoholism or anything,
Yeah.
mental disorder,
Sure.
whatever, you're depending on yourself.
Totally.
Because it's only you that kept you alive, right?
Right.
So when you come, I'll use the analogy I used earlier. Like your soul's coming up for air. Your soul, your body, and your soul are clashing. You know what I mean? Your soul wants to go over here, but your body wants to go over here. So it's taking it on a sick ride. But once that soul comes up for air, it's going to need to be fed certain things, you know,
And it's
mental, physical,
totally.
spiritual,
All
spiritual.
of it. Mind, body, soul. I feel like the
Absolutely.
three trinity is like essential for you to feel the most, or at least in my experience, the most at peace with myself, because I realize working a program and everything, I'm my own worst enemy. I'm the problem.
Yeah.
You know, whatever I say to myself or whatever it is that I think, it's me. I'm the issue. So I
Absolutely.
got to keep my shit in check by keeping the mind, body, and soul like all constantly working at it
Yeah.
Yeah.
every day.
For some guys, God is a group of drunks.
Right.
You know, another guy, great outdoors, right? So
Funny, we heard an analogy. What was the one that in our Recover Out Loud? It
Don't
was
know.
it was basically someone used another reference like
Can't remember.
something direction.
Good old direction.
good, godly, orderly direction.
Yes, something like that.
I just
something.
slaughtered
It
but-
was something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever it may be, as long as it's not you,
Absolutely.
because you
know what I mean?
are not good at what you were doing because you wound up in here.
This is what I tell my clients: trust in something other than what got you here,
Totally. Like
know what I
obviously you're not good at running the show.
dude.
You know what I'm saying?
you
like
you have to get out of yourself, right?
Yeah.
And so, and of course, I'm not jamming any kind of religion
course.
or
Same.
dogma down their throat,
Totally.
but I'm leaving it open. And that's what you do as a counselor, right? You're a guide on a really difficult trail.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that analogy, bro.
like
You're
that?
a guide on a hike, teaching them to
because-
get to the top, to
Absolutely.
the summit.
That's because you
Along-
had that in
Along
your
the way,
talk,
you're
buddy.
teaching them to fish and hunt,
There it is.
making them great leaders.
But it's also
Absolutely.
what it's,
Yeah, bro, I
what
love
it's
that
doing
analogy.
is
Yeah.
that it's helping someone navigate and making sure that they stay the course, and also figuring it out themselves. So they're
I'm never
going-
putting them on my back and carrying them.
right.
I'm meeting them where
Right.
they're at.
Totally.
But trusting in their wisdom. Right. That's motivational interviewing. I wish I always knew that because, so I've been going to school. I could have done the 6-month sober college, but oh my God, the semesters that I've taken, just introduction to addiction studies, co-occurring, and what was the last one I took? God, I don't know, pharmacology. I've learned so much because I learned stuff in school and I get to apply it.
Sure.
I get to apply it. So application is everything.
Yep.
Because if I can apply it and be there in the situation, I'm learning it.
Yes.
It's muscle memory.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, motivational interviewing is reflecting what people say, complex reflecting, evoking, engaging, and then planning with them. So you're basically just a mirror for them, right? You're not putting any of your ideas,
Right.
none of your higher power stuff
Yeah.
on them. But I do like to, when I talk about the higher power concept for someone that can't grasp it, I ask them, do you know about the blue whale? Like that it lives 300 years? Do you know a hummingbird can fly upside down? Like, do you know that there's an immortal jellyfish out there?
Right.
Can you do all these things? Because that's something that's higher than me, right? So just like somebody said, the analogy that the doorknob to an AA meeting is their higher power. I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that.
It can't be any doorknob though. It's got to be the doorknob to that opens the room to.
A meeting.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
It can't be a trap house doorknob.
No,
Why not?
that one's not gonna work.
True.
Oh man, you're so right though about that, and it sounds to me like you're going to like maybe a college based course versus the the fast track courses of counseling. I took the courses up at Saddleback College here,
Yeah.
right here in Mission Viejo, and I had this amazing professor and I got the best advice or best advice.
Yeah.
He's like, counselors we're not there. They are not there to tell the client what is best for them because we don't know what is best for them. We only actually know what's best for ourselves.
Yep.
So our job is to guide them to find what is best for them. That's all our job is.
Absolutely. That's why you do a biopsychosocial.
And it looks different for every single client. And
Yep.
that's where the individualized counseling comes into play at treatment centers, just so people get that. Because a lot of times people think, well, all of the groups are exactly the same. No, but your individualized counseling comes
Absolutely.
Right.
One-on-ones.
it comes
Yeah.
with your one-on-ones and your therapy sessions.
Yeah. Absolutely.
When you went to treatment, so after you came to the realization, like, okay, I got to give this old me is not working. I got to, check this new form of life out.
Yeah.
You did 6 months in,
Center point.
okay.
Yeah.
And then once you got out, what did you do? Is that when you were decided to, where did you go to, are you currently in school or?
I am right now. Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where?
SRJC, Santa Rosa Junior College.
Oh my goodness.
Big shout out to Megan Murphy.
How crazy.
It's my professor. She's a G.
Wow.
You guys should have her on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, she's amazing.
Make sure all your professors up there at the community college have heard about the Hopeaholics podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
when you get back up, of course you're gonna be
We're gonna-
spreading the word up there.
Yeah,
when
bro,
you get
we're
up
gonna
there, you'll be
network.
like my
Wait.
We're going to network.
my
So-
podcast is dropping.
Not only that, but I'm like, I'll roll wherever to do whatever, because when I go to my parents' house, and then my husband, he is from Marin County, so
Yeah.
we're right in your neck of the woods anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I like to do a little bit of outreach as well. So
Yeah.
go down to the Tenderloin, hand out some Narcan, some fentanyl test strips, bring people blankets, hygiene, clothes. We go to that little Burger King right there on Eddy and just buy like 100 burgers. And I just took my stepson out there.
Yeah.
You know what else is up there?
Huh.
A lot of veterans that need help.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about that. Shane, you want to talk about that, don't you?
Veterans are suffering, bro.
Veterans are dying.
Mm-hmm.
Dying.
Okay.
Homeless, dying, mental health, PTSD, trauma. What is it called? Going from the battle mind
Back into civilian life.
Civilian life.
PTSD.
The transition is a nightmare. So yeah.
Yeah, so we're I'll slaughter this if I try to say exactly what it is, but we're doing a veterans program at Align Recovery Centers. So we're going to start working with vets as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
look
Yeah.
that up, yo.
We'll talk about that off air and after.
Absolutely.
Because we work with veterans a lot.
That's
right
awesome,
here.
man.
Yeah, we have.
I mean, that was one of like another reason why I came in and partnered with these guys, because of they have dedicated facilities for our veterans. My dad's a Marine.
That's amazing. My dad
So
too, yeah.
it's very important to me that we take care of our men and women, that they're boots on the ground fighting for our freedom.
They
for us to
risked
sit
their
around.
lives for
Yes,
us, right?
for us
So
to
to be,
sit
for our
around.
to
freedom.
be able to
For-
do this and sit on a
exactly.
podcast and talk about God, angels, and demons.
All of it.
Yep.
And then for them to come back and have to be like then implemented into civilian life, like they've seen stuff that we'll never see. And
Yep.
so we should take care of them. So that was another huge factor why
It's
I'm like, I love
one
it.
of the things that I get the most frustrated about, because the thing is that their healthcare system is poor
Yeah.
at best,
Yeah.
and
Well,
they
for all mental health.
they should, especially for mental health, and they should have better health care than I have,
Absolutely.
For sure.
and they do not.
What's the solution?
Give them better health care.
Mm-hmm.
Give them better health care.
Or I think also too,
stop making it so
Difficult.
government
yeah.
Bureaucracy.
bureaucracy.
Red tape.
Get rid of the red tape. Like, here's the thing. You're an addict on the streets. You have a Blue Cross Blue Shield policy or whatever private insurance policy. Let's even say you got it off the exchange.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, we're in network with Pathways.
Yeah.
So cool. You call me. You get we run your benefits. It comes back good. You're having an assessment within the next 15 minutes, and let's say you live in Northern California, you're jumping on a plane within a couple of hours, and you're admitted down here in Southern California within 6 hour period.
Free treatment for vets, man. That's got to happen.
That has to happen.
It has to happen.
I think there's the problem too. Like my dad goes to Northern California, the VA up there. And he honestly would not be able to see the doctors that he sees if he didn't have my mom, because my mom is literally gangster, like super on it, meaning not only with like the amount of paperwork and documents that you have to stay on top of and fill out and write and process and then wait is so immense that when you're somebody that is an addict or an alcoholic, and I'm speaking as if you're a veteran, right, and you're trying to go to the VA, the amount of stuff that you have to do to even get admitted to, say, treatment, and say their beds are full, and then that's when they could come to our facility or your facility, is so...
It's so daunting.
I was just going to say oh my God, you just took the word out of my head.
That is the
Good
word.
word.
It's,
Yeah,
Good
thank
verbiage.
you.
because I've been an addict in crisis. I've been
Yes.
somebody with mental health issues in crisis, and there's no, pardon my French, but fucking way
It's crazy,
that I
dude.
could do all of those things.
No way.
Wired out.
Here,
No,
fill out
not-
these forms.
Well, not only
what?
that, we're not even like, it takes forever to try to get me to take a shower or brush my hair.
Dude, I tried to get a
So,
therapy appointment recently. I had to go through like 80 doors. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. Anyways.
So, yeah, that's just
We
kind
feel
of
you.
like the issue.
So
that,
that's the veteran stuff. We love veterans around
Yeah,
here,
man.
though, man.
Awesome.
And that's one of the things that we will continue to fight for as
sure.
our platform.
We will
grows.
talk more about it,
Yeah.
sir.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Align Recovery is all about helping the vets. So
How did
Nice.
you find a line?
it's almost as if Align found me. Just
everything just
sounded
aligned.
mysterious, huh?
Right? Everything just
Yeah.
aligned, and next thing you know,
Yeah.
I had a job.
Yeah.
It seems like things are in alignment. Dun dun dun. Just playing.
I'm gonna need you to pull up the picture of them that we took because I want to remember the faces of the people that
Yeah,
worked
yeah,
for
yeah.
I know.
online.
Sweet.
I remember
Michael.
meeting them though. I
Sweet,
remember
sweet
them
Stella.
saying you were coming on the podcast.
Yeah. They told me all about it. As you were talking to them, they're sending me text messages.
Yeah.
Nice.
How did you guys link up?
Damn. So here, I'll find this later.
And how long have you been? I'm sorry. Answer her question first.
No, it's fine. There's a great picture with y'all. I was gonna bring it up and put it up here. Maybe I don't know if we can.
Oh yeah.
Okay, just kidding. We won't do that. All right. So, what was the question again?
How did you find them?
So I went to an SLE for 2 years after the 6 months at Centerpoint, and that 2 years I got to take my time and get my life back on track, which was literally rebuilding. I burnt my life to the ground with drugs and alcohol. You know what I mean? So a lot of mundane, boring stuff. Getting an ID.
Yeah, I totally get it.
I
remember getting an ID. Like I'm back.
There's nothing better than somebody who's burnt
Yeah.
Dude.
their life all the way to the ground.
Yeah.
Like that is how you should come in.
Look at the before and after.
Burnt.
Burnt.
Who's
to the
this
ground.
dude? I was like 310 pounds.
Oh
in
my
that first
god, bro!
You were 310.
No.
310, yeah.
Okay, how are you fucking 310 doing meth?
It doesn't say that on that, but like I said, I went to jail and ate a lot of cup burritos, gained
okay.
100 pounds in my neck.
Bro, stop it right now.
Did you ever
I'm gonna
get
pass it to you.
tweaked out skinny?
Oh yeah, dude, my whole life.
Yeah, this ain't him. Look at him. I wouldn't
By the way, all my mugshots look like that too.
I would
Either
not
like this, or I'm doing the Robert De Niro. You got
I-
me again. You got me again, you pricks.
Oh my goodness, that's like really crazy. I would not even if you showed me that and put it up as like same guy, I would be
You
like,
should try
no.
to use that one to buy something.
I should, dude.
Like go to a bar. I don't know, something. They'd be like, hell
No more bars.
Wow, that is actually really wild.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Good for you.
like-
So when did you start working for a line?
So Align, yeah. So I got an opportunity to work at a place called Azure Acres, and I'm like, I knew in my heart I wanted to work in treatment because I was the president of resident council and the Centerpoint, which I got to just help people. That first initial feeling of helping someone other than myself, I was hooked on that.
Yeah.
I was like, what was that? Right? And so when I got out, I'm like, I want to help people. I want to work in treatment. And I got an opportunity to do that. I worked at a place called Azure Acres, and they're all, well, we're looking for a cook. Have you ever cooked? I'm like, I can. They're all, can you get your food handler's card? I'm like, give me like 24 hours, homie. Went and got my food handler's card, and pretty soon I'm making like 50 meals a day and just like learning the hard way how to be a cook.
Yeah, that's
like the lady in there, like, your salad looks like shit. I'm like, oh, thanks. Show me how to do it then. She's like, you got to put some color in your salad, some carrots, and look at the beets. See how they complement each other? Some tomatoes,
my
some
gosh.
yellow tomatoes. I'm just like, bam. And then one day I bring my salad. She's like, that's what I'm talking about. And so I started doing that. And dude came in and he was like, I got an opportunity for you. Big shout out to Fred. He's like, I got an opportunity, but it's in San Francisco. And at the time I had a car that was just dying on the freeway. You know what I mean? And I'm like, absolutely, I'll be there tomorrow morning. And I remember going there the first day, like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? But I'm going to do it. And I got there by the grace of God, and they're like, you have a food handler's card? I'm like, yep. They're like, well, we want you to cook and be a counselor. And I'm like, let's do it. And I think I ran my first group that day.
Wow.
At, what is it, Museum of the Finer Arts, I think it's called, with the pillars
Okay.
in the marina in Frisco. Palace of the Fine Arts. And I got the JBL out there, and I'm letting somebody pick a song, and she picks her wedding song. I forget what the fucking song was, but what it is music therapy is someone plays a song, and then the other people comment on how they felt about the song, and then the person comments on why they chose that song. And always something comes out.
Yeah.
You know, music is therapy for people. Always something comes out and there's like a deeper meaning. And I was like, you know, the sun's going down. I'm doing that group and I'm like, this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? And I worked there for a year in the marina in Frisco. So I was able to run my groups all over that beautiful area right there and stuff like that. We do goodbye letters to alcohol and drugs. I took them to the Vets Cemetery up there to make it more realistic. So they're writing and reading off their goodbye letters to alcohol and drugs, you know, with the wind blowing and like they're cussing and crying and stuff. I'm like, dude, I can't believe I do this for a living. This is amazing. And pretty soon I started working. I got an opportunity to work at Centerpoint, which was a place I got clean. And it was paying less money, but I'm like, what do you think? God's like, go do that. And so I'm like, what about this cush ass place in San Francisco? God's like, go. So I went, and that's actually where I met my girl. She was a case manager there. And so from there, I got the opportunity to work at Align Recovery Centers, which is in Sonoma, California.
Wow.
And as soon as I walked in the place, it's an old, what is it called? Hot springs.
Okay.
It's an old hot spring. So the place has history. It's been there since like the 1800s, I believe.
Oh, wow.
And so it's a big, beautiful place, backyard, and just it's all built in stone and stuff like that. Y'all should come out.
Yeah.
Y'all should come out. We'll do a little tour.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? We'll go out to eat, whatever.
Good food up there.
I got married in Napa.
You got married in Napa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sonoma's right there. My
I quit
grandma
smoking
used
in
to.
Napa.
Crack?
No, cigarette.
Boring. I'm going to start vaping in 18 days.
Nice.
Can we vape in here?
Yeah.
I'm just playing. So yeah, I've been working there ever since. You know what I mean? This is the place I was supposed to land. What makes it so good is Stella and Michael, you know, in their heart. And then our director, Dana, as well. I'm able to go to them and be like, look, I got this idea. Or, you know, what we pulled up earlier, the Massimo bridge device. Here's a device that actually takes away people's withdrawals. I'm able to bring them stuff like this, or this is the Halo, but if you go to the Massimo, I heard about this while researching because I'm always looking for solutions for this epidemic, the opioid epidemic. We got this right here. This is the bridge device, right? So this is a non-surgical device you put between or behind your ear, and it's a bridgeway to the other side.
What?
It's literally, it'll take away your withdrawals,
What?
and it's FDA approved. And it's called the bridge because it will literally get you to the other side. Also, if you want to get on medically assisted treatment, Suboxone, but you can't get through that precipitated withdrawal, 72-hour window that takes people out, you know, people AMA with that all the time, this will get you there. If you want to taper off that Suboxone, which is one of the hardest things in the world for some people, this will get you there.
Have you implemented something like this?
In the next coming weeks, we're bringing this to Align Recovery Centers.
Oh, wow.
Is this new?
This is new. It's pretty new.
Because I haven't.
I've
heard
never.
about
I
it.
haven't either.
Yeah. This is another one of those solutions. This is like, to me, this is on the same level as Narcan and fentanyl test strips, xylazine test strips, things of that nature. There's another device called the Halo device. Where
Is the
it
Halo
actually,
new too?
the Halo is pretty new to be used in opioid treatment, right? So if you wear this thing, you can actually tell if someone's going to overdose. It alerts the authorities. I don't know as much about this as the bridge device, but
I
you
feel
know,
like-
we got to look into these solutions, y'all. We're losing too many people. It's crazy.
I know.
So that's why I love that place, because I can bring them an idea and they'll be like, you know what? Michael will be like, let me sit on that for a minute. Let me talk to people, and they'll somehow use all their resources, and then they'll come into like he did in clinical. Hey, we're doing that.
Wow.
I'm like, dude, this is why I stay here at this place. But yeah.
Nice.
And then is that when you started your social media? When did you pick up and want your handle to be every 11 minutes?
So I started after I talked to the dude and he was like, go out and help someone more fucked up than you.
Yeah.
I started doing that. I did a barbecue with Impact 707 Foundation. Big shout out to Brian Ambrose. And that opened up my eyes. I'm like, I want to do what you do, bro. Show me how you do what you do. And he's like, I just go out and help the homeless. And I'm like, can I come with you? He's like, come with me. So I went with him. and it was all people I was on the streets with. We threw a barbecue first one, and then the next one, I'm like, we can throw a barbecue and we can also help them. So why don't we feed them, clothe them, give them hygiene, give them haircuts, give them Mac Dre t-shirts, and then have a booth. So when they come out, the vets can go to a booth. When they come out, they can get a little COVID shot. When they come out, they could get into treatment. So it was a whole, motion flow to get their stuff and out of the door. And it was an absolute success. And I'm just like, let's keep doing this. So event after event after event, going to the Tenderloin as well, and then just doing I just did 420 on Hippie Hill, so that was quite a situation. It's a huge smoke cloud.
Yeah.
Me, I'm clean and sober, I'm abstinent from all substances, but I'm not so against something that's going to save people's lives. So I'm not telling people no marijuana, that's the devil's lettuce.
Right.
I'm not like knocking Suboxone out of people's hands and shit. Like you said, we individualize treatment. You know what I mean? So someone's treatment might look a little different from mine. Me, if I hit weed or drink at all, I'm sticking a needle in my neck. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I can't, but yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's when you started really going public on social with the narrative of letting people know about every 11 minutes then. That was 2021 is when 11 minutes, because obviously now it's progressed.
2021 is when I started. I started a Facebook first. I started a Facebook and I started just kind of posting information about fentanyl. I'm just like, damn, how do I break through? Like, I got no reactions, no nothing. So I just started going to people's page and, do you need help? Should we set up an event in your area? Da-da-da. Oh, here's this guy. Here's this resource. This dude lost his daughter. This dude lost. Because I'm a recovering fentanyl addict, even though I've lost a handful of people to fentanyl.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Donald Harvey, R.I.P. Carlos Naretto, Ryan Hughes, Timon Nicholson, Alyssa Kindorf. The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on, right? But for me, I wanted to do a complete 180 instead of doing fentanyl and basically on some demon time shit. Like, I want to work for God. And, what does that look like? So it just started taking off. I started connecting more and more people and being the bridge for them to tell their story.
Yeah.
And I didn't really understand the algorithms and the niches and the hashtags and all this. But through time, if I'm interested in something, I'll usually figure out how to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really interested in being a counselor. Now I'm very interested in learning all the aspects of what that looks like.
Yeah.
And then the same goes with social media. And how do I do that without selling my soul, basically? You know what I mean? Because there is little tricks of the trade. There is certain ways to get around things and certain algorithms and certain times you drop and stuff like that. And if you're going to do product placement, whatever, do you believe in the product that you're pushing? Like something like the Halo or something like the Massimo. I would definitely push that kind of product.
Sure.
Because that's how people get views. They just push stuff like that, right? So yeah, the Instagram page took off. I think most of that 320,000 was just in the last 2-3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So it just took off. And it's not one person that hits me up that I don't somehow work with them and put them on the page, right?
Okay.
And then I'm like, by the way, here's a resource in your town, your city. And like, for instance, Alyssa Kittendorf, Forever 17, God rest her soul. Her dad, Eric, who stays out here in Orange County, he's a parent that I worked with that he's doing marches and changing laws and all that. You know what I mean? And he is boots on the ground, like getting people, you know what I mean? I got a Forever Mothers page, which is all mothers of people that have passed from fentanyl, sons or daughters that have, and there's a lot of power in that little private room, you know?
Yeah, we got a ton of those people, and a ton in this area that we're connected with. Yeah. I'd love to connect with this guy because I'm wondering if he's connected with all the other people that we know and we just haven't met him yet.
I bet you.
He has to be.
I bet you.
Like as a few of them at three, I can name 3 of them that's been on our podcast. Perla,
Coop's dad.
Coop's dad, Cooper Noriega's dad,
Okay.
Andrea.
Know him.
and Andrea,
Yeah.
and the other lady, Shane, before Natalie, one of our first ones.
How about the lady that's on? Yeah, Bobby's mom.
Bobby's mom was on, yeah. But she's up in
Oh yeah, she's
Seattle.
up there. Yeah. Who's the other girl's name? I forget.
I can't remember her name right now. I hate that. We'll figure
Just
it
edit
out.
this part out.
No.
We don't.
He said
ever-
no.
We're old. We're over 50, so we're okay to
I mean,
forget.
We can have
I
senior
know
moments,
that.
y'all.
You guys are talking about the other lady. We haven't had her on. The one from our Recover Out Loud podcast.
No, we had
Oh.
this lady on.
Oh, you did?
It was our very first.
Is it
lady.
Laura Didier? She's a big activist.
It was our first
Zach
lady that we
Didier's
ever
mom.
had on.
But it's
Oh,
important.
you know what?
because-
She's from Arizona. Never mind. I take it back.
Oh, you thought that you had her on?
No, we had her on.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
It was
she's
pre
just-
me, so
Yeah, she's just not from
Pre-me.
I was trying
Yeah.
to do all the people that we know from this local area right here, because it's a lot, man.
it is.
Yeah.
Grief is heavy, especially when it's like that.
And I'm sure your DMs are full, just like
Dude.
ours, of moms,
Mm-hmm.
dads, sisters, brothers.
Dude.
I've met through our Instagram 3 people that died on the exact same day that my son-in-law died,
Wow.
Wow.
for the same reason.
That goes to the statistic then.
That's
Now it's
crazy.
progressed to every 5 minutes.
Every 5 minutes. Check this out. I just got this before I came over here. Where is it? Oh. Yeah, this is all people right here. I'm trying to find this one. No. Like I said, they just keep coming in, right? So
It's amazing we got to go to this kind of stuff though, with the thing on your hand and have a worried mother is so
know.
worried about your
Dude.
kid. Here, spend $300, put it on your hand. I know you're gonna use in my home. Here's this little fucking thing on your arm, and I'm gonna sit here and watch you just in case with some Narcan. I mean, where have we fucking gone?
it's an internal problem.
Where have we gone? It's sickening.
It really is.
It really is.
Well, I feel like it's not a one fixed thing. It's like the conversation obviously has to be held in the house, right?
Yeah.
There also has
Young.
to be right, exactly. And also too, there's a thing going on right now where parents aren't really home anymore.
They're not parenting.
And they're not really there for these kids, which obviously at that age, you know, you're looking for a lot of stuff. You're
Yeah.
insecure. You're going through a lot. Your brains are not even developed till you're 26. And so sometimes that's where you need like some type of guide to like, hey,
Absolutely.
get back on the course. Hey, get back on the course.
I was thinking about like when we were young, are we listening to anybody like that? Like who did I look up to? You know, what are the influence nowadays? Juice WRLD?
Totally.
Lil Peep?
100%. We talk about all the time
Dude.
of like, what are you putting in your ears? And like, especially at that young of age. So these kids are having a wrong narrative in the sense of thinking it's, well, these guys are doing it and they're looking up to them and idolizing
But they're
celebrities.
dead.
Yeah.
Looking up to dead celebrities.
And I'll tell you what's funny, even the music like Scorpions, heavy metal
Dude.
back in the day, we were talking about geography. We were talking about how the white man took the Indians' land. I mean,
Yeah.
there was different stories in the heavy
Absolutely.
metal, even though you were banging your head.
Yeah.
I mean, the bass line was just different.
My main song I used, the first one to actually go viral was Kurt Cobain. You know, and I think
Yeah.
this generation recognizes that's kind of what this generation is, like everything he was. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck type generation. I mean, we didn't give a fuck. Like
Yeah, but we didn't.
Tupac, we didn't. They really don't give a
Well,
fuck.
no,
dude.
they want. It's not. I don't think it's that. I think
I
it's more
think
they want a
they're-
revolution.
No, I think that they're
Like the
hurting
60s.
so
Well,
bad.
yeah.
That's it.
I think they're lost.
The
and
kids
they're-
are lost.
Yeah, because they're
we weren't that lost. Like, and here's the thing that I have to tell you guys. When we were kids, like heroin was the drug, right? That killed people, and heroin is a much scarier drug by sight than a fentanyl pill.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that, but in California and on the West Coast, black tar heroin looks nasty. It
Yeah, for
smells nasty.
If it's even around anymore.
It's
Totally.
not. But
Agreed.
but
Crazy,
what
bro.
I'm saying is that when we were kids,
Yeah.
that's what it was. And the drug of choice for the general population was meth, or we called it speed, and it was mostly made by bikers. It was crank. It was not the same. It's not even the same meth that comes from the super labs that
Not
are
at
coming
all.
from Mexico. And that was like, we were like, yeah, fuck, bang your head. 40 ounces of fucking,
Yeah.
you know,
Crazy Horse.
yeah.
Remember that?
Yes.
OE.
Old E, freaking,
Yeah.
you know. And hip hop was selling drugs, not doing drugs.
Totally.
You know, it was
a
a
big
lot
difference.
more. It
Big
was it was
difference.
gangster. Like
NWA Dope Man.
I'm sorry, Juice World and Little Peeps were not gangster. They were
they're like-
they were hurting
yeah.
people.
Emos.
Yeah, they emus.
Emo? Am I saying that
Emo. I don't know.
right? Emu.
Probably get
I love that. dude.
Emu.
That's a new
Emo.
trend right there. Hashtag emu.
Well, it's also
Put
too,
it up.
I feel like growing up, you know, you deal with your normal, like you go to school and you like have like your normal types of bullies or cliques or insecurities or wanting to be in the in crowd, whatever. But now it's intensified because now we all have phones. So now it's like
Yeah.
you can track everybody on a drop of a dime. So you can see like what parties you're not getting invited to. Everything looks way cooler on social media than it does in real life, as we all know. And then also they're idolizing celebrities on another level where they're humans, so they're not
Yeah.
perfect. So it's like you definitely shouldn't be idolizing another human. You can look up and for motivation and stuff, but it's gone to this other extreme. Hence why I think they're turning into more so the drugs and the alcohol, and like you said,
They're trying
it's readily
to,
available.
They're trying to stuff all of that crap into a God-sized hole
There
that
it is.
only God can fill. My mom just walked
Oh
by
yeah,
with her poopy puppy.
no, her puppy is amazing.
Did you see him?
He looks fake.
Uh-oh.
Funk's popping off.
Okay.
How about that? They're taking
Dog fight, baby. Real dog fight.
Bring him in.
Puppy dog pelican. Mad dog for Sean.
I mean, it would be a scary fight. 'Cause
It would
that's
be.
those are
two killers.
A chow chow and a
Ooh.
mal-
Cow chows don't fuck around. With
And
the
a
purple tongue?
Yep,
Oh, dude.
and a malamute.
Ooh,
Malamute.
that would be a good fight.
Malamois.
Malamois.
Oh,
Whoa.
those Malinois.
Malamois.
Those will get you.
Yeah.
It's like lightweight German Shepherds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're-
Exactly. With your fast,
I
agile.
feel I kind of
I got my
feel
money
like
on the
they're-
Malinois. I
I've-
can't
I-
say that right.
I don't know.
Chows bite. I got bit by chows when I was a kid.
Chows are they're Chinese dogs, and they were the guard dogs of the Chinese castle.
Really?
Yeah.
Have y'all seen this Tibetan Mastiff?
No. Oh no, but it's huge. huh?
Dude, pull that up. Dude, it's got a lion's mane, bro. Watch this.
Tibetan.
Mastiff. Wait till you see this dog right here. We need to get one in the Hopeaholics studio. Look at the size of that
I've
thing.
seen them
Dude.
before.
Holy. Look at those things, dude. Look
Dang,
like
that looks like a
lion
a-
mixed with a rock, dude.
A really big chow.
Yeah. That's definitely Chow family. This one's got, my guy's got the sunglasses on over here. I love that. Look at him. That's a good look for him.
Yeah, it's funny.
Where were we?
They've taken God out of everything.
Everything.
Hell to the,
And-
yeah,
and,
they have.
And that's the real problem. Mm-hmm. That is the real problem. They have taken God out of everything, and without God, we turn to
The flesh.
the flesh.
Absolutely. That's what it
Yeah.
is out here, the flesh.
Yeah, bro. I like that. It's
is.
true.
I mean, we could sit and talk about it all day long, but like if you're idolizing, Juice WRLD or any hip hop artists like that, you don't have God.
No.
You're not putting God first, that's for sure. And you start putting God back in everything. I can tell you from from my own experience, I put God back in my life, and all the goodness comes back into my
Oh,
life.
dude. That real dopamine.
Yeah. Oh, I had to. He had the camera on me when I did that.
He's cleaning out his ear.
It was itching really bad.
Oh yeah, get at it.
Leave that on
Yeah, I had to
film.
make sure everything was
Oh,
A-okay.
we will.
What happened out there? We heard horrible shit. Just
My dog is in a weird state right now because she's going through like a phantom pregnancy. If
a
anybody,
phantom
yeah,
pregnancy.
it happens.
What is?
And your dad just told me because his dad doctor and his mom nurse. So he just informed me that women can go through phantom pregnancies as well.
That's a trip.
Which is insane. But basically, you go through all of the things that a normal pregnant dog would go through, but it's not real.
I get that with drug stuff, like triggers. My body will start seriously, palms sweaty. These weak arms are heavy. No, just like
I was literally thinking about Eminem as we were talking,
yeah,
and then you do that.
it's weird.
That is
We're connected, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, where do you think he's going with the new album?
I don't know. Houdini? I'm not sure.
I like that because he dumbed himself down for that one. You see that? And now he's what, #1 right now?
I think so. Yeah. You're right.
Is
Because it's way too many. Dude, this
he?
shit.
People aren't smart enough.
They can't put the puzzle together,
they can't
dude.
put
That
the
dude is
puzzle-
so complex. Bro.
I mean, dude,
But he's
that is the
but
rap.
he's
you
like-
have to go to the when MGK tried to diss
Oh, yeah.
him.
Oh, dude, buried that dude.
And then Eminem came back and
Kill shot.
His stuff was so good.
Oh, dude.
Like
That's when he's at his best, bro. He's a battle rapper.
Yeah.
He just annihilated that dude.
Destroyed him to where the dude switched genres.
He had
Yeah.
to switch genres.
Yeah.
Annihilated him. Oh, I'm gonna go hang out with the Kardashian new guy.
16 years sober, I think.
What's his name?
Yeah. I think he just
Yeah,
turned
he's
16.
ship.
That's amazing that he can still. That's my thing. Is I mean, eventually I want to go back to music, but every time I get near it, I start feeling that way again.
He
and I'm like,
he mentioned that as well.
gotta be
He
hard.
has his like album with Relapse, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's a normal feeling. I would assume. I mean, I'm not a singer
I'm also
whatsoever.
gonna assume that he has his own studio in his own house.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But still,
absolutely.
initially, when he first, because he had obviously, it took him a minute to get to where he is
Yeah.
right now in his recovery. But I think it's just one of those things is that you walk with God and then it'll end up just happening at its perfect
On
time.
God's time.
Yeah.
That's the people. That's a person that people should be looking up to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
16 years clean and sober. I mean,
50-some years old.
came out the gutter, dude. The
Gutter.
gutter of Detroit, dude.
know.
Just like,
I know.
damn, dude. Yeah, that's a hell of a story.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll too. I like Jelly Roll's shit.
Yeah. And
You
keep
know what I mean?
just like picking
I don't think
yourself
Jelly
up.
Roll's sober though.
He's
I
not.
think he's like trying at times, So that's another thing too is like,
You have
He
to-
reaches that recovery audience.
He does for sure. He does for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If he's trying, no, he's not trying that hard because you just got to surrender. That's all you got to do. Surrender if you really truly.
You imagine how powerful that would be if
I think
he
it'd
did?
be really powerful
it'd
if
be
he
very
surrendered.
powerful.
Bro.
I'm pretty sure his wife has. I think she just got. I'm pretty sure this year. Don't quote me or anything. Don't come for me, people. But I'm pretty sure she as well had stopped drinking and doing like any drugs. Just
Yeah, she got a podcast too, right?
she's huge on social too.
Yeah.
I will say some of the recovery community went after Jelly Roll.
They did.
after
'Cause
his little stint with the with Congress because they're like, we don't want him representing because he goes to his shows and he's asking people for benzos on stage.
He's finding his way.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But he's gonna come across a lot of backlash because, like you said, it is. We know that it's so easy to just give it up and then surrender, but some people are still in that struggle. You know what I mean? And then we got to look at there's a fine line with harm reduction as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is someone absolutely clean if they're using Suboxone or methadone,
Right.
or marijuana or microdosing shrooms, or someone with PTSD that's a veteran and they're using ketamine therapy. That's actually saving a lot of vets right now is the ketamine therapy.
Oh yeah,
y'all know about that?
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
And I'm actually all for him doing what he did in Congress. I'm not one of those ones.
Yeah.
That was going after him. I just saw a lot of my community going after him.
Yeah,
on the
absolutely. I
comments
saw
and
that
stuff.
too.
I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
a little hard.
You should see the comments on the posts I did with him because they just letting them have it.
Really?
But you know what? Here, I see. So I'm with you because, like, I'm not. There's no judgment in this room right here.
At all.
The only thing that, and anybody that's working a solid program, just so like our audience is clear, if somebody is truly working a solid program, the only judgment they should have is towards their own program.
Absolutely.
Because, like, that's not what the steps teach me. Sure, you can be the voice for harm reduction, or you can be the voice for abstinence if that's what you want to do, and I'm okay with that too. That's their thing. That's your thing. That's their thing.
Yeah.
For me, if somebody comes in here and they're California sober and they're living a life that is acceptable for them, and they aren't shooting fentanyl anymore or taking fentanyl pills or smoking it, that's not for me to judge.
Yeah. More power to them, right?
It's not for me to judge.
Absolutely.
Would it work for me? Probably not.
Me either.
And it's and do I wonder in my mind, are they truly living their
Best.
their best, like their best? But if it's better than it was,
Better than death.
Yeah.
You know
it's
what I mean?
better than death.
And I look at it like, who am I to judge anybody?
Right.
I have no right to tell or have an opinion on. I could have an opinion per se, but
Yeah.
I think, if anything, because that was interesting to kind of see, a lot of people that were going for him in a negative manner, which at the end of the day, I feel like knowledge is power. So he has a very large platform, and he is killing it in mainstream media on a huge platform.
Yeah.
And he did
did
well.
fuck
He spoke
beyond
well.
well.
His message
my
was
God.
fantastic, and it did what I believe we're all trying to do,
Yeah.
and it went viral.
And it went
and
viral.
it circulated, and he's that person that the younger generation to people that are our age will listen, like, what is this dude saying?
Yeah, I wanna
And
hear what's next, right?
Like, okay, so maybe he's not sober, but
So what?
His message was fantastic and spot on.
He's not selling drugs anymore.
Yeah.
He's not shooting fentanyl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's going back into the places that he came from, the jail that he did time in.
Totally.
He's going
Yeah,
and
yeah.
He's doing
Yep.
outreach.
Yes.
Like, why can't all the
saving
artists
some
do
people.
this?
Yeah, he's saving.
You know what I
some
mean?
people.
Yes.
Oh, God.
And
Well,
he's
that's
super
that's-
open with his struggles. Like that's what we're
Vulnerability,
human.
superpower.
100%. Life is not easy, and you're gonna go through ups and downs. And I appreciate his
Got the
vulnerability.
consult.
What?
That came in.
What
The
happened?
consult came in.
Oh.
Sorry, I just am excited.
Oh, fucking Jesus
What?
Christ.
Oh yeah, talk about it. Talk about it. What?
No, he's working right now. He checked his phone
all right.
during the podcast. And
You got to do it.
he's- he's-
Multitask,
Fine,
dude.
that's
Saving
great.
lives.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta
Saving
work.
lives,
I have
y'all.
no choice but to work. I got to stay on point.
He has to.
Nothing's getting in my way anymore.
it's fine. He
That's
got
it.
excited.
right.
I actually
I like-
appreciate you for that, Shane.
Yeah, man.
You know, man, now you're going to add another 15, 20 minutes to this podcast because
That's
now
fine.
I'm on fire.
I'm all
feeling
pumped
good.
up
Yeah.
too. Fuck.
Now you guys are firing me.
Jelly rolls in the house.
Yeah.
I
We're going to his concert.
Are
My
you?
girl in September.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Nice. My daughter Aurora
Yeah.
loves him. Let's go. Let's jump back
Yeah,
real quick
let's
because
go.
Yeah.
I want to. I want to read you guys. So Justin died on 9/11 of 2020.
Damn, 9/11.
9/11. So she heard this song, which I played it. It's pretty gnarly. She goes, I feel like Justin's talking to me through this song. The song's called Deathbed by Paulu. I've never heard of them. Okay. I said, well, I told her it's a sad song. I love you. Justin had a really good heart and is going to help change lives from up above. Good things are coming. She said, I love you too. I miss him so much. I've been in a lot of pain lately. I've been breaking down a lot. It seems to come out of nowhere. And then I said a lot of comforting things. But, you know, that's the part that, like, people need to hear and people need to remember because, you know, I'm able to get on this podcast. But, like, this is coming up on 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, she's 24 years old.
Yeah.
This year in December. She's 23. And she's hurting.
struggling.
Absolutely, man. The main thing with this page and this movement every 11 minutes is people don't have to be alone.
Yeah.
And that's all it is it's not me. The movement isn't me. It's everybody. It's their story and their words. A new person every day. Every 5 minutes now.
Every 5 minutes now.
Yeah.
I think that's also the sad thing is that it's trickling and it's growing like wildfire that I've never seen before. And the aftermath of, say, whether it's recreational use or, the addict or alcoholic, whatever it is, but a lot of it is people that are thinking they're taking like an Adderall or something else, and then they end up
marijuana now.
Right. So it's in everything. So it's extremely everything.
There was a generation with no fathers. That was the crack epidemic. This is a generation with no kids. This is the fentanyl epidemic and whatever you want to call it. But you know what I mean? It's going to kill a generation. That's what it's doing. It's killing a fucking generation.
And not only that, what it's doing is it's crippling the loved ones or surrounded family, because perfect example is his daughter. Thank God that she has him as a father to be able to feel that comfortable to express those emotions, because what if she didn't have him?
I feel it.
Then where would she turn? Because it's very difficult not
That's
only
awesome.
for someone to navigate a grief at that like magnitude, because she's so young. Like it's something that is devastating, but also his parents, to like your surrounded family. So it's like we not only are talking about fentanyl is coming in here and it's killing kids,
destroying families.
It's just exactly, which ultimately that's society. We're destroying lives.
We're destroying families. Like, so his family is no more. Like, he has a dad that has no son.
Yeah.
Who is divorced from his mom, who has no son. Mm-hmm. And that was their only child. There is no more family there.
Yeah.
It destroyed that family,
And kids bring parents purpose. And now with no child, you have nothing to live for. And that's what's devastating.
This is when I meet these people at their ultimate lows, when they feel like that, what you just said, how you're feeling right now. And that's why this movement and this page is so powerful, because you can take all those emotions that you're having right now and everything you just said, and you can transmute that energy into something else, into purpose, into a march, into changing a law, into making some music like Jelly Roll. That's the power of transmutation. We can all do it. We're all creators in our own sense. All people are creators. Just like the Lord was. And what do we do with that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And our strength, it does not lie in our similarities. It lies in our differences. What one person might be able to do, like he might be able to do the social media thing, and might be a whiz on the internet where we don't even know. We're like, please push the button and put the thing in so we could look cool.
Sure.
But we couldn't do it without him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all of us, there's power at this table right here. We all have our own attributes. You know what I mean? And it takes all of us to push this. This is an American problem.
Yeah.
This is an internal problem. And we're looking at Mexico.
Yeah, that's why I don't even freaking look at the government, though, for the solution to the problem. The solution to the problem is us. It's right here.
Us right here.
It's us.
Right where it started.
And she said it on. She made a comment on a post, but we're coming. Like we're coming. See, they've pissed me off. And typically when I say they, I'm usually talking about the government, but they've pissed me off.
I believe you.
They
woke up a beast.
Yeah. Like they woke up a beast that doesn't have any quit in him. They woke up a beast that's not scared to go to prison.
That's right.
They woke up a beast that doesn't give a fuck. That will get up on a world stage and is willing to face every fear he has. To come get you.
I'm with you.
Like I'm coming.
Me too.
We're coming. This group is coming. That's what the Hopeaholics podcast is all about. That's what the Hopeaholics is.
Love it.
And Yeah, they really did. They fucked with the wrong family. They fucked with somebody that is fairly intelligent. They fucked with somebody that already was successful in life and has nothing left to do but this. Like, it is all I have left. It's my only purpose in life now.
It's your transmutation.
It is. It's
Nothing could have stopped us from getting that sack.
Exactly.
No.
So we're
Dude.
just chasing that bag right
It's
now.
amazing the shit that I was able
my
to
God,
do to
for
get a
sure.
freaking sack
Bruh.
when I had nothing, homeless, carless.
Well, that sack is now reaching that pinnacle you're just talking about. And I believe you. I believe all y'all.
Oh, for sure. I've never been so into something in my life, in the sense of God gave me a large platform.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if I'm not doing it to honor him and even just share I'm a testimony. I'm a sitting example of what the power of God can do to your life and all of a sudden transform you into. And then I walked into these rooms and it's just like set my soul on fire, in the sense of like, it is so important to not only push the narrative of fentanyl, but also breaking the stigma of like, if you are not well and you have a substance abuse problem, mental health, there is no shame in getting help.
Yeah.
There
absolutely.
is shame in sitting in that pain and wrecking your life and the life of other people that are around you. So like and the thing is like, we're lucky we don't have cancer. There's a solution to our problem.
Dude.
We just have to be willing to surrender and work the damn
it.
thing and treat it.
Yep.
Like that's hope. There's a solution.
That really is.
So it's like we really do have, a mission and we have a lot ahead of us, but the thing is that this isn't going away and it doesn't discriminate at all.
Yeah.
So it's taking your kid that you think might not even be touching something, and that's the scary thing.
It's spiritual warfare, what
For
y'all are
sure.
doing. It's going to get turbulent. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh
But
yeah.
Just keep God first.
Yeah, my
You're
God,
good.
it's bigger than theirs. I can tell you that right now.
Absolutely.
And I got one of the chosen people on our team too. So
That's right.
I got
That's
the,
you, bud.
I got the Jewish guy right there.
Yeah.
So we're good.
We're great.
I love the
We are
Jewish
great.
people.
We're
bro.
great.
We are
You are
great.
you are one of Jesus' people. How did that happen?
Gosh.
How did that happen?
Twirling too much.
This dude, I pissed this dude off.
Yeah,
He's
he
like-
did that.
He's like,
He did that with his mind. He was like his Jewish Jedi.
Yeah.
He's got like Jewish Jedi
Totally.
shit. Huh?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
But good for you for starting the narrative,
Yeah, bro.
your page of
Yeah, it's
11.
huge, man.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah, every 11
It's
minutes.
huge. Man.
So
You're saving lives.
I found you a while ago, and you said you've had the most growth within the last few months. I'm wondering where you were when I found you. Maybe 20-some thousand then? 30, 40, 50?
I was going off the TikTok thing. I think it was pretty big on TikTok, but I was like trying to understand IG and studying IG and like, why can't I?
Just had to
This
hit an
growth.
algorithm.
I just had to do some tutorials. I had to like really do some application and learn about niches and algorithms and stuff like that. And now I've figured it out. You know what I mean? So now I can push my agenda, right? And then next I'll probably figure out Twitter, but just one piece by
Yeah,
piece.
yeah.
That's how you
Yeah.
that's how you destroy a beast, piece by piece, right?
That's how you eat an elephant. I know that for sure.
Yeah, there
One
it
bite
is.
at a time.
I like that. I like that.
How do you eat an elephant, Shane?
Shane,
One bite at a time.
Trunk first, baby. Trunk first.
that's right. What does that even mean?
I don't
I don't
have
know,
no
man.
idea.
Doesn't sound
Hashtag
front.
trunk first,
Yeah.
Start at
y'all.
the front. Well, don't start at the back.
I have no idea where
Of
that's
an elephant?
I don't
That's
know.
the butt. You don't want to start in the butt.
I don't
You
think so.
definitely do not.
They have the tail's small though. It's
Yeah, what is that?
usually-
God's like, I'm just gonna give you a little,
little
tail,
tiny
dude.
tail.
True.
I'm gonna give you a little.
They got
dust-
big ass fucking
Fucking
trunk.
great, dude.
Yeah.
What is that trunk for? Is that how they eat?
Look at a
No,
look at a platypus, dude. What is that
Clean
thing?
themselves and fucking spray water.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's just for a water. It's just a hose. That's a good impression. Can you do that one?
And they
Jesus,
like
that's
pick their
amazing.
babies up, don't they, or something?
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They can pick shit up. Oh yeah, they move shit
Dude.
with their
Yeah.
trunks.
They
Yeah,
got
they-
crazy memories too.
Yeah,
you know
they
about
do.
this,
Elephants
Yes.
got the best memory.
Yes.
dude?
I
There's
know.
a whole
Yeah.
like documentary where they stop by these bones, and there's a baby elephant and 2 adult elephants, and it stops, and the whole herd stops, and then it like looks down, and it looks like the elephant's sad, dude.
Wow.
And it's like looking down with its trunk on the bones, and it brings the youngster over there, and the youngster's like, "What are we doing, dude?" And the elephant's like, "Look." And the little baby elephant puts his little trunk down, and he gets it. He's like, "Oh, that's my ancestors." It's they're hella
they're
complex.
I know.
The memory. That's,
Yeah.
I think the memories is what plagues us as addicts. You know what I mean?
You know, that's the memory I never ever want to forget again.
Same.
See, that's why I sit up here and I do this and I talk about that, because I never want to forget the pain that I felt the day that the bail agent kicked in my door.
Bro.
I agree.
I just don't want to forget that, because like I don't ever want to be that guy again. I don't ever want to go back there.
You don't have
and
to.
it's not even the pain that I put myself through.
Yeah.
It's the pain that I put everybody else through. Because that's the shit that actually hurts me the most. I could handle the pain that I put myself through, but it's the pain that you put your mom through. It's the pain that you put your dad through. It's
Your kids through.
Your kids, your wife.
All the people
You know,
that love
all
you.
the people that love you, that you isolate, and you know.
That they were like the countless hours of them worrying, are they dead? Are they in jail?
Oh,
like,
dude.
you know, did
I
they
mean,
kill
they would be
someone?
grateful
It's
when I was
insane.
in jail.
Yeah, and they knew
Grateful.
where you were.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
I remember once I started getting clean, I wouldn't hear from it was like I was like a year clean. I wouldn't hear from my parents. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm finally doing good and I'm not hearing from my parents. So I tell my sponsor and he's like, leave those fucking people alone. They're probably getting some sleep, dude.
For sure.
And I'm just like, that kind of makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
the best relationship in the world now with my mom and dad. It's
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
It's
I think one of the ones that on your page that I like the best is the one with the song from Nirvana.
Yeah.
It's really good. I've reposted it a few times on our story.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't love the post. I
No. But
love the message.
Well, I
Yes.
find these a cappella versions of songs, and so there's no instrument behind it. So when the person's singing, you can actually put the sounds of the actual. What I'm trying to show people is, hey, these aren't just statistics or numbers; these are actual people.
Yeah.
And I'll leave the sounds of the background noise or their voice or their laugh in there. And so without the instrumental, you just have Kurt Cobain singing. You know what I mean? Whatever song he's doing. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
Sing it. Sing it, Shane. You know.
Into
In
the end.
hello,
Hello.
hello. Turn it up turn the lights out.
Yeah.
It's
I'm no
just
singer.
dangerous.
Yeah,
Here we are now. Entertain us.
but
Right?
yeah, it's
Acting
pretty much
stupid.
stupid and contagious.
Great song.
Such a
Great
really
song.
good song.
Great.
Great song.
Great.
Like
Another dead
I know.
I was very
suicide.
young. That was like my, that stuff came out.
I was 22.
The best stuff in my
Remember?
life,
Yeah.
because it's like, I grew up in the heavy metal era, which also was the same era that Run DMC and the Beastie Boys were in,
Ooh, Beastie Boys.
which
I know.
Shit
which
right there.
switched over to NWA, which created NWA, and then Metallica, and all of this stuff was happening at the same time. And then Nirvana was the first of its kind genre.
That was
Grunge.
grunge,
Yeah.
right? Alternative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What came after them?
Well, you had like Stone Temple Pilots,
Dude.
and,
You had like Green Day intertwined in there somewhere.
yeah,
Is it real? Those dudes don't really have English accents. They're just
Green Day.
yeah.
I don't know.
I have no.
Do you have the time to listen to me? One, and they don't have a real English accent.
Huh?
Liberals.
What is that?
Green Day. Sorry.
Are they?
Sorry. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, go into it. Talk
No,
about
I
it.
can't.
Please, please,
We're
please,
not-
please.
We're
please.
getting sidetracked, guys.
We're not a political
Program.
podcast.
We need to reel it back in
Yeah, I
here.
don't
We
listen
wanna-
to Green
we
Day.
wanna-
Oh, she's doing the reeling thing you were talking about.
Yeah.
We want to
I
help
actually am.
everybody that is
Everybody.
hurting, whether
Yeah.
you're
Everybody.
liberal, whether you're a Biden supporter or a Trump supporter,
matter.
or
Yeah, because it
Robert,
doesn't-
what's his name?
it doesn't-
the Kennedy guy that's
yeah.
running.
Robert F. Kennedy.
Rob,
Yeah.
RFK. If you're an
RFK.
RFK, whatever it is,
That's the thing about that page is I'm not pushing a narrative.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
it doesn't
letting
matter.
everybody
Yeah, exactly. It devolves.
Everybody. I mean, I might have my own views.
Yeah, I mean, it
but
slips
I'm
out
keeping it
on-
non-political.
We do too, and it slips out every once in a while. But
How
you
can
know,
it not, dude?
it can't.
Well, and the narrative
it-
is
it-
this
it-
drug will kill anybody, regardless of who you vote for.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't
that's
matter.
facts.
That's facts. And the fact is, right now, the fact is that something could be done and nothing is being done.
That's the problem.
That's real spill right there.
And that's what I care about. Like, it's somebody hear our voice and actually care and not use it as a public speaking tool to further your agenda.
Just keep doing what you guys are doing.
Same with you. Like,
I
good
will.
for you. Good for you.
Absolutely.
Keep on pushing through all the stuff you've had to push through to get to the spot where you're at this very
I will.
moment, because you are seeing all the blessings. I mean, the fact that you were able to have the overnight with your girls, like,
Dude,
that's everything.
everything.
Because I see it with the moms and them having to go through that process.
Yeah.
So that's just another element and another little gift from God saying, like, you on the right course, boy.
We'll just meeting you guys too.
The other thing that I want to say is this: that your page is going to be a life-changing page for you yourself.
Yeah.
You're already hitting the numbers that are about to really change your entire life, and stay focused on the primary purpose, because
End game.
yeah, because I see your page, hitting the high, the millions, not long from now,
Yeah.
and that's
Sure.
and that's what we want to do, and not everybody's going to get this opportunity. This is a thing that we are all kind of pioneers at. You're a pioneer. The Hopeaholics Podcast is a pioneer in this space, and it doesn't happen for everybody. And,
You're right.
And we all, it's gonna be kind of cool, because there's a lot of cool people that
really
we're getting introduced. And for her, it's a little bit different, because her platform was growing. She's been there already, right? It's kind of
God's
cool
people.
but it's cool to me, and maybe it's probably cool to her to be on this other platform too.
Nah, her heart's in this one.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's
You
the
could
thing.
see-
Oh yeah.
You have an energetic signature.
I'm very much.
You are definitely, you're God's people, man.
Thank you. I definitely feel like this was my purpose, which is wild because it
all
took
that
me a long
matters.
time to get here, but now I get it.
Which is why
because-
God had already
yeah.
built this platform for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You
Totally.
know.
And
Like,
then
can
walk
you
through-
imagine?
Yeah, I'm just
Think
it's-
about that.
It's wild.
From the day you stepped into Total Divas to
that's
from
what I
the
mean,
day you
yeah.
stepped into that was all
That's so cool.
a thing to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, God can see around corners.
I mean, I need to bring it back on and show it on the podcast, because I wrote
Do it.
this down that's happening in my life.
Yeah.
I wrote it 11 years ago, like what I would like, and then I would write it, periodically throughout my time, because that was one of the things that was suggested, is like to write certain things and
Yeah.
journal and etc. So like I would always write what's happening in my life now down, and it's kind of like a surreal moment. For
gift.
me. Yeah, it's really
It's called
crazy.
prophecy.
Wild.
Gift of prophecy.
We wonder how long she's going to keep the pink hair, though. That's what we wonder the most.
I don't know. We shall see.
Keep it. It looks great.
Thanks.
You're good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But congratulations to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming on
Absolutely,
and
yo.
doing what you're doing and sharing the message. And we'll definitely have to continue to link up. And then obviously, for sure, at some point,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going home to see my
100%.
parents. We'll all
100%.
roll to a line.
Please come
And,
through. Let's go. There's some really good restaurants.
Shane and I are
out
going to fly Southwest.
No, we're not.
Oh,
there. You guys are driving,
guys-
dude. I had to drive. down.
JSX rolls into right by my parents.
I'll drive. You go.
I'm
buddy.
taking
Yes,
J- no,
dude.
if JSX,
Yeah,
I'm
it goes
taking
right.
JSX. I'll drive.
JSX flies
I'm
right
cool
into
with- I'm
Concord,
cool with
into my
JSX,
literal hometown.
Yeah.
So that's wild. I
Love
can't
that.
believe it. Yeah.
Orange County to there?
Yeah.
This is Sonoma
nice.
County Airport too. There's, I think.
This
Yeah.
little, this,
But
this,
but
this
this
flight,
little
yeah.
flight, this little JSX, I always take it to Vegas from here, Orange County to Vegas.
Oh, that's sick.
It's amazing.
It's a little
like
tiny
flying
plane.
private.
Talking about a private jet,
It's like
Well, it's
flying
like
private,
fly-
but you're not.
but you're not.
Yeah, you're just in a little tiny plane. The tickets are like
You don't have to get there like normal TSA waiting
there's
for
no
Really?
like 2
TSA.
hours.
You just walk
It's like
into a
you-
yeah. It's like private.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could
But
see
it's not.
Hopeaholics just blasted on the side of that.
You know,
Let's
that's
go.
what I'm saying.
I did write
2020.
Put it out there. That's
I
what
will
I'm
say-
saying.
Yay, yay.
The last time I wrote on it, it said Vanderpump Rules.
Oh,
It was the Vanderpump.
What is that from?
That show.
What is that?
The Vanderpumps.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It was the Vanderpumps.
Yeah.
We flew on the Vanderpump plane.
Or they sponsored it or something.
They sponsored the JSX plane. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But anyway,
Anywho,
yeah. Now we're getting
Nobody
off.
really
Any
listens
hooser.
to this
Hoot,
far.
hoot, hoot.
The only people
Hooty
that
hoo.
listen to
Your
this
mom.
far.
It's
No,
Chuck.
I don't even know if it's my mom. It's G
And Chuck.
Candy, Chuck who?
Chuck Zamzow. He
Oh,
comments
Chuck
on
Zam-
all of our YouTube videos.
That's kind of
Zamzow. Shout out.
Zamzow. Big
Yeah.
shout out
Shout out
to
to
Zamzow.
Zamzow. Yeah, we have a Recover Out Loud meeting on Zoom every
I think I seen that. That's kinda
Tuesday
cool.
night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
For
the
everyone.
link is in our
How
bio.
cool is that? All right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Shout out your Instagram handles. I mean, all your social handles.
Instagram at every.11.minutes. You'll see it here on the screen. Just playing.
Yeah, that's actually hard because they'll probably implement.
Really?
They could do it.
Yeah.
And then at every 11 minutes, just how it sounds. You can see it right here. Make a sound effect, y'all. I'm holding this right here. This is the number for a 707 343 HELP HELP. I hope that's the right number. Hold on a second, man. Hold up.
Don't be giving out a fake number.
I wouldn't want to do that.
See how we wrote ours down over there?
I was actually right, so we don't have to cut that out, y'all. That's 707 343 HELP. You see it here on the screen. Hella sound effects.
Bing, bing, bing.
Anyways,
But thank you so much.
thank you guys.
Barrier
Yeah, thanks,
represent.
bro.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yay, yay.